YouTubers, it's Tyler here again, and today we're going to be doing a steering shaft upgrade for the old S10. The rag joint in this thing is just pretty much beat up, pretty sloppy in the steering. I've tightened up the actual steering box. It's still a little sloppy and I can sit there and turn it by hand. So we're going to use this. It is out of a 1994 Jeep Grand Cherokee. This is going to go to the back side towards the firewall. This is going to go down to the steering box. And supposedly these are clocked perfectly for the S10. They drop them without any modifications. Some people say they've had to heat this up to get it to push all the way in. Obviously I was lucky. Mine was covered in grease. I'm just going to put this in, and whatever I encounter is probably what you're going to encounter. So let's get started. Now it's very important that you stay hydrated. I'm sure you guys can tell by all this gray hair that I am indeed old enough to consume an adult beverage. Check this reach around. And there we go. That's what I'm talking about. Now these things can be a little bit of pain to pull down sometimes, but hopefully it will come out with little persuasion. Yep, it's gonna be a pain in the butt, folks. Well, why wouldn't it be? You know, it doesn't wanna let go. So you know what? Use a hammer. Sometimes all it takes is just a little forceful persuasion. All right, so here's this guy. Let's compare. Well, all right, ladies and gentlemen, what we have here is a 1985 intermediate steering shaft from GM, or just steering shaft, whatever. And you know what? Let's see how much clearance it is. Yeah, well, it's definitely some, but it ain't a whole bunch. I guess you have more clearance right here. Not as much as you would think. Well, let's put this puppy in. I think this bolt is going to have to be marked, and then we're going to have to grind out a little notch for this guy. Let's see if my steering wheel is cockeyed or not. Well, there goes the old, you know what? You know, it's probably okay. It might have been off a little bit when I was turning in. You know what? Maybe it is actually clocked correctly. I thought it might have been cockeyed, but those wheels look pretty straight. Let's continue. It does indeed appear that we are going to have to notch where it connects to the actual steering for this bolt to go through, which I'm okay with that, because what it's going to do is going to prevent this from actually sliding off, which is good. Definitely want that not to slide off. Don't want to overdo it. It's just pretty thick metal. But you definitely do not want to weaken that too much. All right. All right, that should be good. She ain't going nowhere, son. Nah, what's going on here? Well, that pretty much sucked. What I did off camera was I did heat this guy up and pull it out, and all that crappy plastic that was right here is just squirting out everywhere. Had to run a file through there, had to put this on the belt sander so that way it goes up in here more smoothly. Once you get it in there, it kind of slides around there pretty good. Just kind of fighting in there at first is a little hard, but I'll show you real quick. All right. So once you get in there, it goes nice and smooth. And the reason why I did that was because when I was sliding this onto the shaft where these splines are, it would kind of go in a little bit, it's nice and smooth, and then it would just kind of stop. So when I looked in there, a couple of spots, this did come out of a wrecked car and looked like this couple of these spots were kind of slightly boogered. So all I did is take a file, where's my file at? And what I did is just took my file and I went up in here in these splines, and I'm just basically just making sure they're nice and smooth all the way down. Each one nice and straight. So I guess you can say I'm kind of retapping these splines, if that's a thing, who knows. All right guys, here is the real dilemma. And this is why it wouldn't go in all the way. If you don't have a bolt in there, it slides in just fine. But the problem is, see, this actually protrudes into the hole some. I guess on a Jeep, it's probably machined for that. So there's two things I guess we can do. We can either grind a little bit down right here to allow space for this, or just try to push it down all the way past these teeth, and it should fit right up in there. So we'll try that first. All right, so we're gonna slide this on. Oh, I actually looked this up. This is actually called a worm shaft. So we're gonna slide this guy on past this little hump right here with the bolt hole. So that way it has clearance to actually bolt down. Let's go a little bit more and tap it on. Man, look at that. Just like magic. All right, she has been shafted. That was nice and tight. The one down there that I boogered up, that bolt right there, I re-tapped it for a different bolt, and just to make sure, in case those threads were not quite right, I put a nut on the end of that bolt, so it's screwed in and it's locked in with a nut, so I should be pretty safe right there. Because if you can't steer, that is bad. Well guys, congratulations to make it to the end of the video. I was just testing it out right there and it felt way better. Before you kind of go like this and it would kind of go clunk, then turn, clunk, then turn. It feels a lot smoother, actually easier to turn too, so I think I'm going to actually like this upgrade right here. But anyways, I'm done. I'm just going to button up the alternator, put some wires back on there, take it for a test drive, and I'll see you guys next time.